everyone, it's me, Mr. G. Just before the video starts, I just wanted to say that I talk about a movie from 1957, a black and white movie in this video, and I said the ninth seal. It's actually the seventh seal. It's a really great movie. If you haven't seen it, watch it. I just thought by the time you get to that part in the video, I did butcher the name, so it is called the seventh seal. So anyway, enjoy the video. It's me, Mr. G. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another collections video. Today I thought, let's tackle the PlayStation 4. As I said in my previous videos, I did start with my PlayStation 1 collection. I wanted to do my PlayStation 2 and my PlayStation 3 in order, but that is two of my biggest collections. I have hundreds and hundreds of games for them. So I thought, let me just knock out the PlayStation 4 because it's a smaller collection. I do love the PlayStation 4. I feel it's Sony's best console to date. Yes, the PlayStation 2 has quite an amazing library, and yes, the PlayStation 2 has an amazing library as well, and they have hundreds and hundreds of amazing games on that system. But for me, I feel that the PlayStation 4 has some of the best games of all time. You can make a top 10 list of best games of all time just on the PlayStation 4 alone. There are some phenomenal games on the system. I was going to do all my games, and then I was actually going to save the top 10 best games on the system for another video and make a top 10 videos of the PlayStation 4, but I thought, let me just knock the whole collection out today. I hope everybody enjoys this video. I do love the PlayStation 4, as I said, and I think everybody else feels the same way about me. I'm really looking forward for the PlayStation 5. I can't wait to get my hands on that, mainly because one of my favorite games of all time is a launch title. I'm pretty sure you all know what it is. So let's just jump into this console. I'm pretty sure you're going to hear words like amazing, phenomenal, loved it throughout this whole video because this library is incredible. So grab some popcorn, grab a drink, take a seat, and let's jump into it. So first of all, we have Star Wars Battlefront Deluxe Edition. I picked this up at Goodwill, super cheap. I'm not a fan of this series. I thought it was very, very boring. It had no story. So I just picked it up because it was cheap. Next we have Mirror's Edge Cataclysm. I do enjoy the Mirror's Edge games. I haven't played much of this one. I'm about halfway through. It is pretty cool on the PlayStation 4. I have some sealed games. Let me keep that because actually Cataclysm is sealed. So let me just do my sealed games for now. So Cataclysm is sealed. I picked it up at Walmart, really cheap. Indivisible. I played this on Xbox Game Pass. That's sealed. That's okay. It's an okay game. And then Darksiders 3, which I believe was a PSN game 1 month. I did play it. It's pretty cool. It's not as good as the first two, but I did add it to collection because I found it cheap and it's sealed. I actually want to keep those games for last because those games are pretty amazing. So I have Wolfenstein and the New Order. I do actually have this special edition for the new Wolfenstein. I'll actually pull it out at the end. This one's okay. That's a pretty good series. Nothing too great. I have this on the Xbox One, ukulele, and the Switch. I have finished it on the Switch. As I said before, it's not as good as the other Rare games. It's not even close to as good as the other Rare games, but it's still okay. Far Cry 4, I do like the Far Cry series. Far Cry 4 is pretty cool. It does look good on the PlayStation 4, so that's a pretty good game. I haven't finished it, unfortunately. One of my favorite racing series of all time, especially this one, Wipeout Omega Collection. This game looks so good on the PlayStation 4, and it's quite a huge collection. You do get quite a lot of games, and you have 2 games in it, but there's a lot of content. Really, really great racing series. One of my favorite comic series of all times, Joe Madureira is my favorite artist, besides Scotty Young, but Joe Madureira. So when he made a game, I had to pick it up. This game's okay. The combat's kind of boring. I only appreciate it for the artwork. It is what it is. Ghostbusters. This isn't the new Ghostbusters. This is actually an old Ghostbusters. I picked it up on Walmart, super cheap. I didn't enjoy it. It's not a good game at all. I thought it was the other one, but it was super cheap. Onrush is okay. It's like an online racing game. It's okay. I didn't really get into it too much. I thought it was just okay. Let me actually put these back like this. There you go. This I picked up when I was in London last. It's the Shantae Half Genie Hero Ultimate Edition. It comes with an art book, a CD soundtrack. It was super cheap. I think it was like £8 or something. PlayStation 4 isn't region locked, so I had to pick it up. The Shantae series is pretty cool, especially this special edition. This Nino Kuni 2. I was given the Steelbook by my friends at GameStop. I love Steelbooks, so I ended up buying the game super cheap and adding it to my collection. It does look amazing. It's just a standard RPG series. It's not as good as the first one, but I do like it. This one I picked up really cheap because it was Steelbook. Yakuza Kiwami. I'm not really that much into these games. They're okay. I haven't really played much of it, so I can't really speak too much about it. But that is the Steelbook edition with a really cool slipcover. So I had to pick that up because I love Steelbooks. This I found in Goodwill. It's the Steelbook edition of Call of Duty Ghost. I do like the Call of Duty Ghost games. I actually think Ghost is one of my favorites. I love the dog. You build up quite a relationship with the dog in the game. I thought the story was really cool. I did enjoy Ghost a lot, but I did play it and finish it on the Wii U. But I had to pick this up also because it was in Goodwill cheap and it's a Steelbook. Infinite Warfare, this is the one set in the future. I talked about it on my Xbox video. I really enjoyed this one because I like futuristic shooters. I like the robots, the futuristic setting. I know people don't like that one, but I actually liked it quite a lot. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare was pretty cool. Pretty good graphics. Call of Duty World War II. Found this in Goodwill recently. It was like $2. I picked it up. I'm not a fan of the World War II genre. I don't like movies or games or anything set in World War II. I just feel that it's so overdone, and everybody does World War II scenarios, and World War II scenarios don't appeal to me. So this game, it looked great, but I didn't enjoy it because it was World War II. Not my kind of game. Metal Gear Solid 5, The Ground Zeroes. This is one of the few Metal Gear Solid games I've actually never played. I've never even put this on my system. Looking at it now, I need to actually play it because I have the game. I may as well play it, right? I've never played it, so I don't have an opinion on that one. Assassin's Creed Syndicate, it's okay. It was like a launch game for the PS4. It didn't run very well. It's not one of the good Assassin's Creed games. Injustice 2. My disc unfortunately doesn't work. I think I found it in Goodwill. So I haven't played a lot of this game. I did enjoy the first Injustice game. It's a really great fighting series. Steep. I did enjoy Steep. Steep is a pretty cool snowboarding game. You do the parachuting, snowboarding, skiing. It's not as good as the other snowboarding games. It's not as good as SSX and all that. But it is what it is. It's pretty good. It's not too bad. Anthem, unfortunately, is another game that doesn't work. I found this in Goodwill. It doesn't work. I played about maybe 30 minutes of it. It did look amazing, but it's not a good game. That's what everybody says. I can't really do judgment on it because I haven't played much of it. Burnout Paradise. I do love the Burnout series. I do love Burnout Paradise. I like the open world aspect of it. It's got a good soundtrack. I did play it to death on the PlayStation 3. So I did replay it again on the PlayStation 4. It's a really great racing series. It's not one of the best Burnouts, but it is still pretty good. Another game I got from Goodwill where unfortunately the disc doesn't have a play right. Guilty Gear X Revelator. I haven't played much of this, so I don't have an opinion of that either because unfortunately the disc doesn't work. Shenmue 1 and 2 HD Collection Remake. I did play Shenmue 1 on the Dreamcast. I did love that game. I'm yet to play Shenmue 2. I actually tried replaying this again recently, and I actually forgot because it's an old game from 1999. It's actually kind of boring. I mean, it's an amazing game. Don't get me wrong. Back in the day, I did love it, but now the controls are outdated. There's one part where you have to wait for these sailors to come to a bar. I was literally just standing around the game. I put my controller down, walked away. I mean, that's not good gameplay. But it is still an amazing game, and I still have to play Shenmue Part 2. Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I have this on my Xbox One. It's one of the few Call of Duty games I haven't played, but I do have it because it's super cheap. Doom. Amazing game. I'm yet to finish it though, but it looks amazing, it plays amazing, and I have it on the Switch. Really, really, really great shooter. Let me see if I can come back more so you can see the collection. Alrighty. Street Fighter 5. It's okay. It's kind of lacking in content, but they have updated all the content. Looks pretty good, but it's one of my least favorite Street Fighter games. Mortal Kombat 10 or Mortal Kombat X, that's pretty cool. Also, it's just an okay fighter for me. It's not too great. Darksiders 1 remastered. I did finish this on the Wii U. I do love the Darksiders game. I thought the first one was pretty cool, but my favorite is the second one by far. Knack, unfortunately, Knack is another game that I have that I got from Goodwill, and it doesn't play. I really want to play this game. Maybe I'll find it cheap at GameStop one day, but for now I haven't played it, but this does look pretty cool. And then I actually have Ehab, if you're watching, I have FIFA 12 for the PlayStation 4 in here for some reason. I do have a FIFA game, Ehab, so I do play FIFA. That's where it is. I don't know why it's in there. Actually, let me take that out because I have no idea why that's in there. And then we have Gravity Rush. Very unusual gameplay. I've only played about halfway through it. You got to change gravity. It looks great. The story's pretty unique. I need to put more time into it before I can talk about it because I haven't put enough time into it. And then here we're getting into the best of the best. This right here is why the PlayStation 4, one could argue, is the best system of all time. These games are phenomenal. You can make a top 10, maybe even a top 20 list of the best games of all time with just these games alone. You're going to hear phenomenal a lot now. So let's just jump straight into it. We have The Order, 1886. I did enjoy this game. I finished it. I like the story. I like the setting. I'm very into steampunk, so I like the setting of this. I like the werewolves. I did pick it up for $5. If I picked it up on launch day for $60, I probably would have been disappointed. I know Angry Joe did a review and he hated the game, but I did enjoy The Order 1886. I would have liked to see a sequel to that. That is a really, really cool game. One of my favorite games of all time, Shadow of the Colossus Remake. I had played this on the PlayStation 2 and finished it. I played the HD version on the PlayStation 3, and I bought this version and I replayed it for the third time. One of the best remakes ever. They took an amazing game and updated it with controls and phenomenal graphics. Love this game, and it is one of the best exclusives on the PlayStation 4. Phenomenal game. Life is Strange. This is Before the Storm. I have played the first Life is Strange. I did like it. I thought it was a very unique story. I still have to play Before the Storm. I actually might jump into this next because I did enjoy the story. It's a really, really cool story. One of those games where you got to make decisions and all that, kind of like the Telltale Walking Dead games. Really, really cool. Resident Evil 2 looks phenomenal. I couldn't get into it. They kept all the old school Resident Evil gameplay, and they did update it with better shooting and everything, but it was still, you run around the station, you've got to find this, you've got to go there, you've got to do this, and I just felt like I couldn't enjoy it. It does look phenomenal. It is a great series. I still have to finish it, unfortunately. It is a pretty cool game though. As I said before, I have this on my Xbox One, Fallout 4, and I have it on my PlayStation 4 because I got it cheap. I've never played a Fallout game ever. It's one series that I need to play, so I can't really talk about that. I have this on my Xbox One. As I said on my Xbox One, Final Fantasy 15. I'm an old school gameplay. I prefer turn-based combat. I do not like the way RPGs are nowadays, where it's all real time. Especially when you're trying to do a turn-based at the same time. Like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is amazing. You go in, you fight, and you're fighting as a warrior. These ones are still kind of turn-based, so I don't enjoy that kind of RPG where it's not turn-based, but it's kind of is. So this game does look good, but it's nowhere near one of the best Final Fantasies ever. Final Fantasy VII Remake is great. It looks phenomenal. It's one of the best games of all time. And I haven't finished it, unfortunately. I have finished it on the PlayStation 1 though. But also, one of the best remakes ever. Looks incredible, but also it's not turn-based, and I played the original turn-based, and this isn't turn-based, so it doesn't appeal to me as much, but it is a phenomenal game. Killzone Shadowfall, I believe it was the launch title. This game looks good. It's a pretty cool shooter. I did find it a little bit annoying at times, frustrating. It is very, very cool. I believe it's Guerrilla Games, which soon you'll know what other game they made on the system. I'm going to talk about it. But this was the launch title. It is pretty cool. It is what it is. It's a good game. Nier Automata. This is a very unique game, very unusual. I need to finish it. I got about halfway through. It's pretty cool. It's very unique. The combat's pretty cool. The world is pretty cool. It's a very good Square Enix game. very not underappreciated, but for Square Enix, it doesn't get enough recognition. Infamous Second Son. I did enjoy this game. Great graphics, great story. I do like the Infamous series. This one I think probably was the best one. It is very, very cool, and it looks really, really amazing, especially when it first came out. It was one of the first games on the system. Here's a game, unfortunately, I haven't played. I actually do need to play it because it's considered one of the best games of all time. The Witcher 3. I love the Netflix series. Everybody tells me it's one of the best games of all time. Whenever there's a top 10 best games list of all time, this is always on it. It's one game I need to finish. I got to one part where you got to kill this like demon baby, and I kept dying and dying, and I got super annoyed, so I haven't played it in a long time, but I do need to finish this game because that is considered one of the best games of all time. Let's see. So, yeah, listen, it's getting even better. Wait till we get to these games. So here we go. Death Stranding. I did enjoy Death Stranding. I know everybody says it's a walking simulator, all you do is walk around, but I enjoyed it. I thought the story was really, really great. It was so intriguing. It was bizarre. It was kind of scary at times. I didn't mind doing all the walking through the world and doing deliveries. I'm yet to finish it. I did get pretty far, but I did enjoy Death Stranding. It is a really great game. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 HD Remastered. One of the best remakes of all time. I love Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. It's one of my favorite games of all time. So to play Tony Hawk 1 and 2 with these remastered graphics, amazing. Looks amazing. It still plays amazing. It's one of the best remakes ever. Really, really great game. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. Really great remake as well. Looks really amazing, especially when you compare it to the PlayStation 1. Really cool trilogy on the PS4. They did a great job of that. Jedi The Fallen Order. Star Wars Jedi The Fallen Order. Love this game. Finished it. Thought it was a really cool Star Wars story. I enjoyed the combat. I enjoyed the world. Really, really cool Star Wars game. That's definitely in my top 10 list for the PlayStation 4. Bioshock Collection. Updated graphics. Some of the best trilogy of all time. I love Bioshock Infinite. Bioshock Infinite is in my top 10 games of all time. I played it like 4 times. I played it on the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, and I replayed it on the Xbox One. I love Bioshock Infinite, and this trilogy is quite amazing, and you can get it on the Switch now. Really, really great to have that on the system. Quantic Dream. They make these games. This one is Detroit Become Human. They make amazing games. This is my least favorite of the 3. It is an amazing game, but I think Heavy Rain and what's the other one? Beyond Two Souls. I think Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls is much better. It's got a better story. It's more intriguing. This is really cool. It's got an interesting story with androids and tough decisions, and it looks phenomenal. It's a really great game on the PlayStation 4. Control. So I thought it was Remedy. So as I talked about on my Xbox One, I love Alan Wake. I love Quantum Break. I wasn't a big fan of Control. It didn't appeal to me like the other games. I thought the story was very convoluted. When I finished the game, I had no idea what happened in the story. I was so confused. And I thought the combat was kind of boring. All you do is you pick up something, throw it, shoot. Pick up something, throw it, shoot. The combat wasn't that great, and I thought the story was very convoluted. It is a good game. People do love this game, but for me, it's my least favorite from Remedy games. And I don't think it even looks that great. Everybody raves about the graphics, but I just think for the PlayStation 4, the graphics are okay. Days Gone. I really, really, really like Days Gone. A lot of people don't like this game, but I think it's one of the best PlayStation 4 exclusives. The only problem I had with it, it was really long. It was way too long. I put like 60 to 70 hours to complete this game. About halfway through, I was like, I already felt like it was too long, and I still had to put another 30 hours into it. It's got a great story. I love the world that it's in. I love being a biker dude, and with all those zombie hordes, trying to take out a horde was amazing. Really, really enjoyed Days Gone, and it took me forever to finish, but I did enjoy it. Batman Arkham Knight. I love the Batman games. This is probably my least favorite. It looks the best. I do enjoy playing with the Batmobile. I think it's pretty cool, but I don't know what it is about this one. It's my least favorite in the series. I did finish it. I thought it was pretty cool, but it's not as good as Arkham City. I've talked about this many times. Rhyme, I love Rhyme. I played through it twice. I love, love, love this game. I don't need to talk about it anymore. Ratchet and Clank Remake, amazing PlayStation 4 exclusive. Looks phenomenal. Combat is great. Really, really cool. I really enjoyed Ratchet and Clank. The Last Guardian. Of Eco Shadow of the Colossus, this is my least favorite. Not that I'm saying I don't like this game. I do like this game. It looks great. This game took me like 2 years to finish. Not because it was hard, but I kept playing it, stopping, coming back to it, stopping. And then like 2 years later, I was like, yeah, I need to finish this game. And I went in and I finally finished. It looks great. It's just of the 3 games, it's my least favorite, but it is still a pretty good game. This is probably my most recent game I finished on the PlayStation 4. Ghost of Tsushima. Looks phenomenal. Whenever they talk about video games not being art, all you have to do is show somebody this game and that will shut them up. This game looks amazing. You feel like a samurai. When I first started playing the game, I was getting annoyed because I was dying all the time, but I just wasn't a samurai yet. I hadn't learned the ways of the samurai. I hadn't become the samurai warrior. So I was learning how to become better, upgrading, and then I ended up finishing the game and I thought this had an amazing story, amazing world, some of the best graphics on the PlayStation 4, and it's one of the last games on the system, and it's quite an amazing game. One of my favorites on the system, Hellblade Sasuna's Sacrifice. Really, really, really great game. It looks amazing. It's a unique take of looking into the mind of somebody who's losing their mind and what they go through. I love playing with surround sound headphones. I have a 7.1 surround sound headset. I feel that music and sound is just as important as graphics. And this sound in this game is phenomenal. There's parts where she hears voices in her head and you hear voices in her head and you feel like you're losing your mind with her. I did finish this game. I thought this game was excellent. I cannot wait to play the sequel on the Xbox Series X. Uncharted, the Nathan Drake Collection, Uncharted 4, and Uncharted The Lost Legacy. Amazing, amazing trilogy on the system. Uncharted 4 is amazing. It possibly has some of the best graphics on the system. And Uncharted The Lost Legacy I loved as well. Probably some of the best games on the system. Amazing story, incredible graphics, gameplay is fun. Especially the original trilogy, which I played on the PlayStation 3, but to see it in updated graphics, I mean, this is why the PlayStation 4 is so great, just for these 3 games alone. Really, really amazing games. And then we get into the best of the best here. Whew! I think this is going to go on quite long, this video, because I have to talk a lot about these games. So let's just jump into the first one. I love this game. It is one of the best shooters of all time. Not enough people appreciate it. Titanfall 2. Oh my god, do I love this game. It is such a great shooter. I've played it twice. I played it on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. It is an amazing story. It's a mech game where it's a shooter like a mech, but you do get out of your mech and you play regular shooting as a character. Phenomenal graphics. Great story. You build up such a relationship with your mech. There are some incredible set pieces in this game. Love, 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 love this game. I would play it again today. Probably will again sometime because it's amazing. One of the best shooters of all time. If you haven't ever played this game, you need to give it a try. It's incredible. And here we get back to Guerrilla Games. Horizon Zero Dawn. What an amazing PlayStation 4 exclusive. Another game that looks phenomenal. The world is amazing. The set pieces, the story is amazing. Aloy is one of the coolest characters ever put into video games. She is so cool. She is voiced well. The world is just so cool. Playing as mech against mech dinosaurs is cool. There's nothing else you need to say about this game because everybody loves it and everybody's looking forward to the sequel. Another incredible PlayStation 4 exclusive. And now we're getting to the top 3. Here we go, here we go, here we go. God of War. Oh my god. Was I obsessed with this game. Well, my wife got this for me for Christmas. for like 2 months straight. Every night she had to hear me come in and talk about God of War and how amazing it was. You can ask her how much I talked about this game. I did enjoy the rest of the God of War games, but this just knocks them all out of the park. Quite possibly the best graphics of this generation. The story is phenomenal. The twist at the end is phenomenal. The combat is phenomenal. Everybody who has this game in their top 10 list, and there's a reason. It is an amazing, amazing game, and one of the best exclusives of any system ever. There's the one part where you go back to your house and you have to retrieve something. If you played the game, you know what it is. That is mind-blowing. I have to say it again. Phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal game. Truly a masterpiece. Absolute masterpiece. And then my second favorite game on the system, The Last of Us Remastered and The Last of Us Part 2. I do have the special edition for The Last of Us Part 2. These games are some of the best storylines of any medium of all time. Best storyline, better than movies, books. The storyline for these two games are phenomenal. It's some of the best graphics of all time. The combat is amazing. The story and the characters are incredible. You take the first game in Remastered, which has one of the best stories of all time, and you fall in love with these characters. And before I carry on, I just want to say this is going to get into spoiler territory. If you've never played this game, I'm going to get into some spoilers now. But you take the best game of all time with the best characters that you fall in love with, and then this game turns it on its head, and by the end of this game, you don't like these characters anymore. That's incredible storytelling, that you've loved characters and then you don't by the end of this game because of what happens in the story. The storytelling and the world building and the graphics are incredible. A lot of people do not like the sequel. I think the sequel is phenomenal. I think the story is amazing, the gameplay is amazing, and the graphics is amazing. These games are some of the greatest medium story whatever of all time. I did watch a movie recently. It's an old black and white movie from long ago called the Ninth Seal, I believe it's called, The Ninth Seal. It's a black and white movie about a character who's always playing chess with death, and he's trying to beat death, and he's going through life and he's trying not to die, and he's always playing games with death. And the moral of the story is that as humans, we are always doing things to cheat death, to carry on living, and then most of the time we do horrible things to live. And I felt like these games were exactly how the story for that movie is. These characters did such horrible things, but they did it all to survive, and they did it all to protect the ones they loved. And these games make you feel their way. By the time you love the characters, but you also hate the characters for what they did. And it's such a hard game to play because of what they go through and what you experience. But these are two of my favorite games of all time, and I do love the sequel. I actually like it more than the first one now, just because of the big twist in the game. Incredible, incredible games. Amazing. And then my favorite game of all time on the PlayStation 4. For me, I looked at my collection and I decided, what game do I want to put in again and replay through again? What game did I enjoy the most, that I had the most fun with, that I'd like to go play again to this day? And for me, it was Spider-Man. I loved Spider-Man. It is such a fun game. You feel like you're Spider-Man. Swinging through the city is incredible. The graphics are amazing. I thought this had the best storyline of any Spider-Man story ever until Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse came out. I love that movie to death. But this game is phenomenal. I used to live in New York City for 4 years. They mapped out New York City down to the foot. I was playing this game and I had to go to certain parts in the city, and I knew exactly where to go because they had mapped it out exactly like New York City. I was swinging and I was like, oh, you got to go right here. Took a right and there was the building. If you just, I mean, most of the time you're fighting and you're swinging, but if you just take Spider-Man and go down to the street and you just walk through the city in this game, you'll appreciate how much attention to detail they put into this game. It's my favorite game on the system. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I love this game. I would love to replay it again. I cannot wait to play Miles Morales on the PlayStation 5. It's my favorite game on the system, and it's an incredibly amazing game for the system. So, whew, I'm out of breath. As I can tell, the PlayStation 4 is one of the best systems of all time. This library is incredible. It's just mind-blowing how many amazing games are on the system. I still have a few to play, like Persona 5 and all that, but for what it is, it cannot be beat in terms of exclusives, and just knock it out of the park. Amazing games, oh my god. And I mean, wow, what else can I say about the system? It's an amazing system, amazing games, and it has come to an end now, and I do think Sony's PlayStation 5 is going to be even better because those graphics look amazing. So anyway, this video is probably my longest video so far. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Give me a like, subscribe like I always say. I am Mr. G. I am out.